in welcoming Professor Onkar Singh to share his insights.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries sitting on the dais, faculty members of this esteemed university with a standing of more than 100 years, participants, delegates, students, and the invited guests, and the persons from press and media. It's my privilege to be part of the inaugural ceremony of this annual event being held in the premises of this university, and I congratulate the Department of Electrical Engineering for taking this initiative to hold the international conference on a very pertinent subject that relates to the smart technologies and sustainable development. For me, as a part of the technical fraternity and with the understanding of the technical education of more than 3 decades, the engineering and technology as such revolves around the sustainability. Whatever we do, we try to make the life of every individual comfortable. Whatever processes we modify, whatever gadgets and equipments we evolve with, they are only to help the society, and eventually in the process, of late we have observed that we have simply forgotten the price which we are paying and which our future generations will pay. The information technology has percolated very fast because it is very easy and it has a glamour attached to it. But if you look at the hardcore technologies and the developments which are happening there, which are actually the backbone of this present civilization, are taking backseat. It should be a point of concern for everybody who is part of the academic fraternity, especially in the field of engineering and technology. Since last many years, I have been observing that the kids are having a special interest towards the computer science and related domains. The working conditions could be different from the hardcore engineering domains, and if you compare it with the computer science and information technology domains, but if you look into the primary enablers from where we are going to sustain this civilization, we need to have and we need to invite and strategize for bringing the best of the brains in hardcore engineering and technology. The core engineering disciplines, the electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, chemical engineering, electronics and communication, and all those offshoots which have been there over a period of time need to fill with the best of the brains in times to come. The demographic dividend which we have today, which will not be lasting for more than 10, 15 years down the line, need to be brought into mainstream so as to ensure that whatever kind of civilization we are in today, it continues at the same pace and it grows at the same pace. The artificial intelligence is percolating very fast. It is making our lives very easier, but we have to see eventually what is going to be the price which we will be paying for it. Especially in a time when we do not have any ethical code for it, it's bound to make our life quite miserable. It is becoming very difficult to differentiate between whether it's an outcome of a human intervention or it's a machine generated outcome. So in this particular situation, we have to definitely engage our younger generation for the upcoming domains of artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, and associated technologies. But at the same time, we have to see that whatever we are doing, that should not affect the planet Mother Earth at any point of time. That should be our focus. That should be our objective. You might be knowing that there are very small countries across the globe which are rich with certain special resources. If you look at Jamaica, it's rich with bauxite. If you look at Congo, it's rich with cobalt. So these are the, I'm just citing a couple of examples to make it, and just to underline that the resources which are there with these special territories are not being used by those territories. If you look at the kind of humanity and the conditions in which people are living there, they are still in a miserable state. So we have to be very careful when we are going for the technological advancement, that we have to see the socio-economic conditions of our own territory, and accordingly, whatever interventions we want to come up with, they should be making the life of our citizenry easier and comfortable and sustainable first, and then for the rest of the humanity. We, being one of the most populous nation on this planet Earth, have enormous human potential. The technologies which we come up with, if I take the example of very simple technology of air conditioning, which has made our lives 24/7 like machine. So we are living in an age where every individual is working like a machine. We are trying to overcome the natural time cycle, and that's something which we have been successful. Our outputs have increased. We are working 24/7. But at the same time, if you look into the impact which we are creating on the environment, that's really a big challenge. And the climate change which is happening, that's a big challenge. The impacts which are being created, they are visible now. The weather conditions, especially in a place where you are sitting, the Delhi is always having a lot of difficulties in winter season. We say that it's smog, which is making the life very difficult. Breathing troubles are there. So we have to find the solutions to these technologies and to these problems through the technological interventions. See, the topic which we have chosen, that is smart technologies. See, I'll just put a smart as S stands for sense, M stands for measure, A to analyze, and R to react, and then to transform. So whatever technological advancements we come up with, we need to sense, we need to measure them, we need to analyze what is the impact, and then we should react and eventually transform. The sustainable development should be something which should be over and above the base which we have for artificial intelligence. For me as an individual, I am a strong advocate of the use of technology. But at the same time, I wish that whatever technological advancements and digital interventions we make, they should be for the good of humanity. It should bring in the accountability and transparency in the system. For that, the digital transformations are very good. But when it comes to replacing the human being, replacing the human intellect with certain machine, we have to be very careful. And we all, those who are part of the academic fraternity, have to ponder upon all these issues. The way we are moving forward, the time is not far away. Then we may be governed by someone else who is just putting a framework, and we are being fit into those slots. The artificial intelligence-based gadgets which we are coming up with, we have very limited intervention in that. The core technological gadgets which we are coming up with, we have very little interventions in that. So the human resource which we have, the country which is blessed with the demographic dividend, needs to underline its own requirements first. It needs to see that how it's going to lead the whole of the world. The China is one of the live examples who have focused on all those core technologies, and they have flooded the global markets with their products. We also need to work on those lines. And in a democratic setup which we have some blessing in disguise. Everybody is free to think, free to act. There is a protection, social protection is there. You are being allowed to do whatever you want to do. So under these circumstances, the responsibility falls back on those who are part of the education system. We should ponder upon, we should seriously think, and starting from the kindergarten stage to the final graduation, post-graduation, and doctoral level, we have to be careful about our purpose of the education and the mission with which we should take it forward. My best wishes to the organizers, especially to the Department of Electrical Engineering and Faculty of Engineering and Technology of the Jamia University and Delhi chapter of the IEEE for holding this event consecutively for the 4th time, and hope that the deliberations which are going to be there, they will be fruitful one, And amongst the tracks which I have seen, I am very happy to see that there are 3 sessions which are dedicated to the digital humanity. It's it's a subject which should be deliberated thoroughly, and the discussions which are going to be there, if they are really meaningful ones, they should be documented well, because whatever we do, that is being done for the humanity. So my congratulations to each one of you once again, and to participants. I hope that whatever time you spend here, whatever discussions and friends you make, they will be all fruitful one. Wish you all the best. Jai Hind.